Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you very much for joining us. We are LexaCrunch,
Hey,
and we're here for some regular talks and stuff.
short. This is going to be a very short episode. Just warning.
Oh, depends on
Uh,
what you consider short, to be honest. I mean,
40 minutes. Or I
it's
guess
not really
30.
that short.
That's what I tell everyone that I agree.
It's not what it's called. So, I got gloves on, baby.
Wow.
You got gloves on.
I hate it when you do that.
They call it. They call it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get back here for you.
Kitten mittens. I guess is.
All
I
right.
love how much that upsets you.
We're going to go ahead and get into it. Left to right, we're going to introduce ourselves as per usual.
Hey, I'm Chash from Cheshire Plays Games. You can find me on LexaCrunch, LexaCrunch.fireside.fm. We talk all things Commander. And I'm Australian.
Yeah. That's
There
important.
you go.
Brandon.
Sorry, I had some balls in my mouth. What's up, everybody? My name is Brandon, aka the producer. I'm a host here at MTG Lexicon. I'm here to just have fun, put some balls in my mouth, and have a great time.
I'm Jeff from MTG Lexicon. You'll see me around on the stream more often now that everyone is vaccinated. And California numbers are down. We're doing pretty well over here. You could visit the LA Times Chronicle COVID stats to find out all that information in the counties, but we are doing surprisingly well for the amount of dipshits in this state.
Very true.
It's that fucking meme, isn't it? This is how COVID started. This is surprisingly how COVID has ended. Your state was like horrible at the start, and I think people were like, "Oh wait, no, all of our elders are dying. Maybe we should not be shit cunts."
Yeah, no.
All of a sudden it's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, maybe we should fix this shit up."
The mortality rate for the elderly, unfortunately, is astronomically high compared to the other age demographics that they sampled.
At least they had a long life.
Yeah. I mean, it would be.
Let me just explain. That's not me being uncaring.
No,
but I mean, it's like when people go, "Oh, it's such a shame that XXX died at like fucking 90," and it's like they got to live at 90, celebrate
90.
their fucking life, don't mourn their death. Like, hey, you got to have a really cool, like, full, rich life.
Yeah,
fuck me.
God.
People in death, man. People don't look at death the right way. Everyone wants to mourn death. No one wants to celebrate life. Like, what are you doing? Just celebrate it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just like what was it? Christopher Lee. Like that guy was like what, 86 or 90?
Mm-hmm.
How old? Everyone's like, I can't believe it's like, really, you can't? Yeah, I
can't believe that my favorite metal artist died at the ripe old age of like 90.
After doing years of hardcore drugs, and
he was 93. 93. He lived to 93.
Been able to live that long with like all the drugs in his system, and like, the fact that he just had such a hard life, and not from a standpoint of like he had to struggle, but that he lived a hard life, like a hardcore fucking life. Like, holy shit.
But 93 is a pretty decent age, and you shouldn't be saying I can't believe. Like, oh no, we never saw this coming. It's like, get to a point where I mean, again, not to sound we're not being uncaring, we're just saying, like,
my internet.
It is trust me, it's sad when people die. It's sad when anyone dies. But 93 is a very long life.
Yep.
He remembers before cell phones, kids.
That's funny though.
I do.
I remember before cell phones. I remember getting my Nokia brick. The Nokia brick was my first
Oh
phone.
God, such a good
Yeah.
fucking phone too.
Yeah.
No, man. My first one was the Ericsson. It was the big square Ericsson that had I kid you not, a belt clip on it.
Yes.
And the charger for it was not exactly what you would call a portable charger. It was a box.
Hell yes.
You had to like clip it into the box, bottom first, and then like you would like a parking brake, basically, to lock it into place so it would charge.
Remember you had to push 0 4 times to to write X.
I just always
And
remember
no-
playing
no
like
Snake.
Snake and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
yeah.
Snake or anything on those phones back then. Thank you very much. Snake
Yeah.
was much later.
Oh, I was talking
was
about
when
the
you were
Nokia,
having
the
the-
brick phone.
Well, even the original brick didn't have it. It was I think the third iteration, which was year 3, or at least it was here. I don't know about America, but yeah, our original Nokia bricks were sturdy as crap, but didn't have any games. It took until handset version 3 to actually get Snake on there, and then it was handset version 9 when they actually had the new updated screens, so you could actually have different games. And instead of Snake, it had Light Cycle, which of course, as everyone knows, is Tron, except it was just a bad ripoff. Yeah.
I remember when the Razor came out, I wanted one so bad because they were like so. Yeah. But I eventually got this. I think it was another Nokia. It had a flip screen and a keyboard, and I loved this keyboard so much. And
I couldn't stand the flick screen, what we called it here, instead of flip screen, because you didn't flip it, you just flicked it out. So we called it a flick screen. I hated those phones. I also hated the actual flip phones. So here in Australia, we had like Boost Mobile did the Sony Flip, and it was basically a clamshell design.
Yeah.
Horrible. Why are we talking about phones? What else we got to talk about?
I don't know. Brandon wanted to talk about his EP, so
My EP.
yeah. We were going to talk about Meteor Man, but none of us watched it. So
Oh, yeah.
That's not true. One of us watched it.
One of us.
one of us watched it, and that would be Brandon. And the rest of us didn't watch it,
It's
which
fine.
it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is, I wanted to talk Magic real quick and talk about the spoils from the latest and greatest.
All right, who can say the name of the card everyone's thinking about right now?
Derma Taxi?
I was gonna say Ragavan, but
I need to Google. I need to Google
two
this.
girls in a trench coat that looks like Ulamog.
No.
I put a link
Where-
in the Twitch chat for anyone else who's
I
interested.
posted it. Hold on. Asmorano Mardicadisiranaculal. I fucked up. You can't pronounce that. There's gonna be some asshole on Twitter that's like, I pronounced it just fine the first time. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm just got 4,000 IQ. We're talking about the cook. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The human wazard.
There's gonna be some fucking asshole on Twitter that has 4,000 IQ and was just like, I don't get.
I'm just gonna hope it's gonna be me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I need to find the picture on my phone, which is loading real slow, because Australian internet, and these are supposed to be sensitive touch gloves, and they are not working. Because it's real cold here in Melbourne, if anyone didn't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I should probably be wearing a jumper.
So I made the mistake of giving away. Well, that's a mistake. So, you guys know Ben Holshoe?
Yeah.
As a parting gift to him, I gave him my Kent Wang leather gloves, because it was cold. And these leather gloves are very thick and very nice, but they're also touchscreen sensitive. So you could wear a thick, nice pair of leather gloves and navigate your smartphone with them.
I have a
And
question.
yeah,
Why are there cards in this Modern Horizons set?
because they decided
Just saying. Because if
because
you name a card as Mora Nomadica Di
I just tried.
Stin Aculbaka, there is no way you can say that in one breath. There is no way.
As
It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how
or
smart you are.
Marcardi adi Castian Koldar. Wow,
No,
that is
you
really
missed the
kinda...
C.
as
I said
Morano
Kolakar, sorry. Kolakar.
as Morano Mardicade Cadai Dakar. Wow. Yeah, some I have a bet. I have a bet with I'm gonna make off stream because this guy is a twat. That he's gonna make a video and just rattle it off, and make some witty comment about how handsome and cool he is. I'm not gonna name the content creator, but
Doesn't sound like it's going to be me. Then that's great.
no, it's not. It's not you.
Look,
You don't nearly have the lack of self awareness and massive ego that this cunt has.
Dear Seth from MTG Goldfish, I cannot wait until you attempt to actually, say this particular name, considering how much shit you get given by the internet for not being able to say the most basic of card names. This is going to be amazing. I look forward to it, sir.
And there's a lot of cards coming out in this set. A lot of people have talked about them. There's the Urborg of Forests, right? Which is going to be very interesting. I can think of a ton of things that would be a lot of fun to do with it, but Yavimaya Cradle of Growth is what it's called. For each, it's kind of just like Urborg, so each land is a forest in addition to its other types. So I feel like we're going to see... if I remember correctly, green had like destroy all islands, and I think blue had destroy all forests or something like that.
Yep.
There's a weird
destroy. So there's choke. Choke was, I think, the green one to destroy islands, wasn't it?
Oh, what's up, Sam in chat?
And then there was the one for destroying mountains, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think
There was Boyle was destroyed. The red one destroyed all islands.
Boyle.
Boyle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flashfire was the red, destroyed all planes.
One thing that I do like too is the Urza Saga land. That's pretty sick, and I have a feeling that's going to see a ton of play.
I think it's going to be it's definitely going to see a ton of playing Commander for sure.
By the way, chat. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Is the music too loud on you guys' in chat?
It's going to be nice and quiet for them.
Okay. Let me queue up this motherfucking thing real quick. Because I got something to plug at the end of the stream, but I gotta get it.
But yeah, there's also a white card that's like it's a common card, but it's the Late for Dinner. I actually kind of want to put that in a couple of decks as well. It's return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, create a food token, and it's only 1 white, 3 other. Not a stunning cost, but the fact that it's in white is actually kind of cool. It's sorcery.
Yeah, because we needed more food-based cards, didn't we?
Well,
yes, we do.
There's not many sorceries that are like bring a creature back for white. There's a couple, but they're more like centered around being on creatures or other effects. Whereas this one's just a straight white sorcery that just does it. So I'm pretty happy with that, actually. Pretty surprised that something like that came out for the set. I care less about the food token, but it's just kind of nice to see something that like Black has as a mechanic that they put in a lot of their sets too. In a white card.
Yeah, I was a bit taken aback by this one because I'm like, why isn't this black white?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't really understand, especially when you've got like Asimocardic Braga,
Abracadabra.
like you know, it has the hybrid mana symbol. Like, if you discard a card, you can pay a black or a red to put this, you know, to cast this legendary creature, and it's like, well, okay, so you're doing hybrid mana, awesome. Why doesn't this also have some sort of hybrid mana tied to it? Like, clearly this should have been like, if you gained life or if you did something white, like you could pay a white or a black, because, you know, one side of it would then be, you know, a white ability. Because you played a white ability, you can then play this card that has a black ability. You know, it's a pretty clear mix of black and white, because I think when it comes into play, it gets a +1/+1 counter, doesn't it?
Mm.
So it's just like, oh, cool. Like, this is a black and white card. I don't understand Wizards. I'm happy it's in the set. I don't get the food thing. What the hell are we doing with food again? Didn't we have enough problems with food? Just saying.
Well, most of the food cards were
especially
black
considering-
or green as well in the previous sets.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the point, though, right? Like, so is food here to stay? Are we going to have more food stuff? Like, you're leaving a pretty bad taste in everyone's mouth already, thanks to Throne of Eldraine. Like, why would you want to kick that beehive again? I don't understand.
Because that's all I have to say.
Because Wizards.
Well, that being
Yeah.
said, surprisingly, there's another mechanic that they're introducing, and that is Trample over Planeswalker. That is the Thrasis Tempest Roar. Tempsis. Yeah, Roar. Which is Trample over Planeswalker, which is kind of interesting. And something that's definitely unique to this set at the moment.
It means
There's gonna be
Fuck
so
you,
many
Garrick.
people. There's gonna be so many people who just want to like create a big vampire lady so that she can, you know, step on your planeswalker and then deal you some damage in a very strange alt kink way. Thank you, Resident Evil fans.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm on my 5th playthrough of Resident Evil 8, and there are parts of that game that were really great once. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a certain area that you play through it, and the first time you're like, oh man, it's so fun, it's unique to Resident Evil, I love this. And then on your second playthrough, you're like, oh, this isn't fun or unique anymore. Now you're just going through the motions. 5th playthrough, you're like, I think I'm just gonna stop now. This is a point.
Hayden-
That's why. Yeah, go ahead.
Hayden's been playing the village, and they said that like the first couple of bosses, like maybe the first 2, were like unique and interesting and really cool, and then after that, the game just kind of goes downhill. It's like, you know, really, really good and sets you up and gives you this really great feeling like, oh, this is going to be, you know, the best game in the franchise. And then after that, like, second boss, it's just like, oh, okay, no, this is just normal. Okay.
So the second boss area is where I'm actually talking about. That was awesome once.
Mhm.
And then you play it again, you're like, I gotta get through this. Okay. Alright. Then you get through that. Then the third area might be my favorite area. And then the fourth one is just like, alright guys, this is just a slog now. This is just a slog. And then the end of the game, I'm not going to spoil it. Again, no spoilers. End of the game kind of changes direction a little bit. And that area is particularly obnoxious for reasons I won't get into. But playing it over and over again, it is fun once you get your second playthrough and you're able to afford infinite ammo, because you get a bonus content shop where you get to get some make purchases with your achievements for stuff like concept art and new weapons and infinite ammo for those weapons and little figurines. The concept art. Okay, here's one thing I will say: the concept art is awesome. It's really good, and you don't have to unlock all of it. There's only a certain amount that's very cheap and accessible with your achievements to unlock. But the ones that it comes stock with, very much worth looking at. There's they all have annotations about what it is and the creator's thought process, or like what changed, or just little tidbits of information. They're just cool. You know what I mean? I love shit like that. I love behind the scenes stuff like that. And there's like a making of Resident Evil documentary video you can get to, which is great. But seriously good rollout for the game, I think. The hype was there, but they didn't. What was it? They didn't. What do you call it? What do you call it when they didn't manufacture the hype too much? You know, when you see a lot of games and a lot of stuff where they like No Man's Sky is a perfect example of
God.
like manufactured hype, where they're just like, it's gonna be the best game ever, or like even Cyberpunk.
These lies that we won't do until like 5 years later.
Even Cyberpunk is a great example
land
of
on
that.
a planet, which
Yeah.
you couldn't do. You'll be able to interact with all of your friends in the same star system, except they're not going to be in the same game because it's a solo instanced game. You'll be able to travel light years through thousands of different randomly generated galaxies, except a randomly generated galaxy, and you're telling me multiplayer? That shit don't work, yo. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right. So
Hashtag lies.
Cyberpunk did this too, right? They gave you a bunch of
the game's gonna work on the first day without a shitty patch. We lied about that. The game's actually going to be playable. We also lied about that. The game's going to be playable at least, when the next patch comes out. They also lied about that.
Remember this actual gameplay footage? It was just a pre-rendered movie that we made.
Nukem's coming back less racist and sexist than ever.
The thing with that was that made me laugh is like everyone had all these issues, and every time I played it, I never had issues. I had one time that I clipped, and that was it. I had not had any other issues with Cyberpunk.
So I knew Duke Nukem is sexist, but Duke Nukem's racist? I never caught any racism. It was just like he was the whole stripper thing kind of always. I mean, as an adult, rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't.
Was the little pig cops? It was remarks in regards to the pig cops.
Oh, he said stuff about the pig cops?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but you don't have to repeat it.
There was a whole thing where they were like, well, look, your dev team was majority white. These things are being said. Like,
well, I mean,
thought that
let's
this
be
was
real.
Like, funny, but quite frankly, when you put it in the mirror makes it look like it's extremely racist, and maybe you guys should have thought about that. And they were like, it was just a joke. We were just being funny. And it's like, yeah, people say that all the time, and it never works out.
Let's be real. It was pretty based that the pigs were cops, though. I'm just saying. That's pretty based, in my opinion. We call shitty cops pigs over here. I don't know if you knew that.
No, we just call them fuckheads.
Quite
frankly.
Yeah. Pigs are very, since Black Panther days, have been called pigs, and there's like Black Panther coloring books where the cops are pigs, and you get to color them. Pretty based, but anyway, that's just my opinion.
Speaking of bad games, Elite Dangerous.
It's better than Star Citizen if you're gonna bring up Elite Dangerous. Star Citizen is slowly getting there, but at least Elite Dangerous has a product.
Well, it's funny because I drop out of ITL light speed travel, into, well, close enough to a big pink planet. Very big, very pink, very much all of a sudden everything's overheating, and I'm struggling to get out of the atmospheric pull of the planet to get out of orbit so I can ITL to my actual destination. And I can't because my system is constantly overheating in my spaceship. And I spend an hour staring at the screen trying to get out of fucking orbit. An hour. By the time I got out of orbit and that I jumped to my destination, I was like, this is unplayable. Fuck you and fuck your game. Any game that has that kind of like, maybe they didn't think about it, but surely somebody else would have come across it at this point. But like any game that puts something like that in there, where your system can overheat and then you can't ITL, that's a problem. Like, like, be it from weapons fire is fine, but being from a giant pink planet for no goddamn reason, like jumping me out of ITL because my ship overheats because I went apparently too close to the planet, on a course you plotted for me. Come on.
Maybe they just wanted to see how you dealt with it.
Maybe, and it'd be funny because the data would just show that my ship was flying in the same direction for an hour as I was trying to escape the goddamn velocity of the planet.
One game that I played recently, well, a few years ago, that I want to talk about very briefly. It's called Black Bay Asylum, and it is made in 2014, but it is totally this. I don't know how they did this, but they must have invented time travel and developed the game in 1992, because the humor and it's like Postal humor. You know what I mean? Like, it's so authentically that it's 100% like problematic. Like it is not.
Did Postal have humor, or was it just purely problematic?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it originally it had humor back when we didn't know better in like the 90s.
Exactly. That's what this game. That's what the vibe this game. It just gave off like the belligerent for belligerent's sake. Yeah, fuck you, mom. You know, like this kind of stuff. But I'm thinking, how did they so accurately replicate this in 2014? It's amazing to just experience that. And you're like, wow.
All they needed to do was look at the alt-right, and they knew exactly how they'd be able to do it.
No, but this isn't like irreverent. It's not like what do you call it? It's not contemporarily irreverent. You know what I mean? Like
they're all stuck in the past.
Well, you know what I'm trying to say. Like,
I do, and that's why I'm poking fun at you.
When I was playing it, I was like, if I was like 13, this would have been my shit. I would have, you know what I mean? Like, I would have loved this shit at 13, but as an adult now at 32, I'm like, this is horrible. Like, they were just trying to push all the buttons, you know, like the main character, and it was like the tropes are like so outdated, to the point where you're just like, this had to have been a project from the early 90s. Like, the main character is a psychopath.
This is probably done by the same dudes who did Duke Nukem.
Oh, maybe.
Everything you've said so far has just reminded me of nothing but Duke Nukem, with outdated memes and like the shitty attitude of the game, and the like, you know, if I was 13 and this was 20 years ago, like, this would be great.
Yeah, but it's
how old I am.
It was what do you call it? It's all like homegrown stuff too. Like the main character, like this is like a weird trope too. You know, like the main character is supposed to be like the psychopath, but he's like really burly and he's like wearing a diaper and a shirt with a smiley face on it. Like this kind of level of like
Oh, that's just absolutely
early, yeah, early edgy, just kind of like get it. He's a psycho killer, but he's wearing a happy face shirt, and it's just like, wow, this trope was overplayed even in the '90s. Like
I mean, didn't they do that for what is it, Watchmen or whatever?
nice. The comedian's button.
Yeah, the comedian.
Yeah, but that was like different.
I mean, potato, I guess.
Okay, all right.
I'll be there
Anyway.
soon.
All right. Oh, you gotta go.
It is showing up. Yep.
You gotta go to dinner. Okay. What's for dinner?
Chicken.
Chicken. Yay! I love chicken. It's one of the best meats available.
I love
That-
Tuna.
I'm the
I'm
best meat
available.
Damn it!
Who saw
Gotta
that
be quick,
coming?
man. I mean, it was like a truck in the middle of night, in the middle of nowhere, with its massive lights on. You know, it's just like, that looks like a truck from like, 5 hours away. I can see those headlights.
Well, anyway, apart from edgy video games, and we did talk about Magic. Anything else we want to bring up before Chess is gonna enjoy his delicious chicken?
No.
No. Okay.
Just I'm actually the letdown for once this week.
Ah, damn.
Well, at least he owns up to it.
Well, who's usually the letdown? Now I gotta know.
Sam.
Oh,
I'll call it out. I'm not gonna fucking hold back.
Wow.
Sam's
Called
been
out.
ditching us for the past
That's
couple of
fucked
weeks.
up.
Say Australian internet, but sure, okay.
That's
I'll
fucked
call
up.
him out.
That's fucked up, Brandon. You don't call out other hosts like that. That's I hooked up my record player, so I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to finally use my new stepladder to hang up some art.
What's the first record you're gonna play on your record
I
player?
could go. I'll
All right,
go.
peace out. Enjoy your meal.
Little-
Have a
I
good
know.
night.
See?
Bye.
Bye,
See you,
everyone.
Chad.
All right. Now that Chesh has departed, now it's just me and this asshole. I'm not sure what I'm gonna talk to you about. I mean, I honestly despise your company.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, I don't really have much to talk about, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a pretty
Usually-
light week this week. I mean, I've
Yeah,
been on call, so my brain's pretty fried myself. So.
you can on-call these nuts
Ooh,
to your mouth
I like where you're going.
anytime you want. They're there. They're available. They're on call. They're waiting for you. I got a gross story about my nuts. If you.
Now you got me excited.
I found a lump.
Ooh, is it
And,
a lovely lady lump?
It was not a skin cancer or testicular cancer because it wasn't like on the ball. I mean, it wasn't on my testicle. It was on the skin, and it was like it was hard and it didn't hurt. And I'm like, oh no, is that skin cancer? And turns out it wasn't skin cancer. It was just an ingrown hair, and I took care of that. But it was gnarly. Yeah, that's my gross nut story for you.
Thank you. I am so happy you shared that with me.
I'm getting old. I'm getting older, and this is around the age where, we need to look out for early signs. And here's one thing I want to talk about is get a colonoscopy if you're 40 plus. And if you know somebody like a parent or an uncle or a cousin or whatever, and they're 40 plus and they haven't gotten a colonoscopy, please encourage them to get a colonoscopy because you can catch some early signs of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I not only say that because my biological father got prostate cancer, and that's how they found it, but they caught it a little bit late. He's okay now. Unfortunately, I'm shocked. He's okay.
Damn.
He's okay now. But really though, it is important that you do look out for that. And what brought that to my attention was H Bomber Guy's new video on vaccines is very good. Go check it out. It informs you where the whole anti-vax movement came from and why, and how it's pretty much bullshit. Well, obviously it's bullshit, but it spells out like, okay, here's why people think vaccines are bad. It all stems back to this one paper that didn't actually say anything about a measles mumps combo vaccine that the publisher was actually pro-vaccine, but he wanted them to spread out the shots because he was trying to prove that the measles mumps combo one gives kids autism. But of course, why would you do that? What's the motive? The motive is he had a patent on an alternative measles vaccine that he wanted everyone to take instead. So he made a big fuss about it and got a lot of people on board. And then, even though he was pro-vaccine, it turned into this whole vaccines cause autism, so they're bad, don't take them. And this whole movement. And every fucking time this guy gets out of his pig pen and starts squealing about it, unvaccinated rates rise and kids die of measles and mumps.
Can you send me a link to that?
Yeah. It's a long form essay content like H Bomber Guy does. So I put it on the background when I'm driving to work and shit. I love this kind of shit, but it's very entertaining and very fun. It's edutainment. But apart from that, I got one other thing to plug. I'm sorry, Brandon, I'm taking up all the airwave.
No, you're good.
This other thing. So recently, somebody left the company that I work for, and they have a nonprofit, which I've donated to before in the past, and it's pretty great. It's called the Moyowazi Foundation. Or Mayawazi Foundation, I think it's pronounced. It's to help kids out that were affected by the 1993 war in the Congo that displaced a lot of families. So I think that's a really great cause. Like, honestly, as much as I talk about like hating kids, I don't want to hurt kids. You know what I mean? Like, if there's the two things that I will donate to pretty readily are homeless veterans and displaced children and families, because those are like really, really important to me for personal reasons. But really though, if we can help a kid out that's in a really shitty situation, because let's be real, nothing that involves that is like the kid's fault, right? They didn't ask to have a war in the Congo. They just get really shitty living situations because of dumbasses that decide that they want to murder in their area. And guess what? Their parents die, their family dies, and then they have nobody left, which is very heartbreaking. And same thing with homeless veterans. It's like they serve our country, they come back here, and what do they have? The military just kicks them to the ground and say, "Good luck, kid. Enjoy your PTSD and hospital bills." and
It's so unfortunate. Yeah,
it is shitty. It's so shitty. And if we want to establish a military that is at least you can have an argument for being respectable to people on all political ends, you can at least say we take care of our veterans, because we can't say that now.
Right.
That's just my opinion, though, but it's very visible, unfortunately. I've got family that's veterans. I know veterans, and I think it's very unfortunate, that a lot of them have to deal with um untreated mental illness and addiction after they serve their country. You know what I mean? But whatever. That's my spiel. I'm done. I'm done plugging stuff.
Oh, you know what? I can do a quick Goblin Gang, but you have to let me go grab it.
Yeah, go grab it.
All
I'll keep our 5 audience members entertained. What's up, everybody? Not much of you here tonight, as expected, but that's okay. This is a short episode anyway. It's kind of off formula, off formula. I guess that's the word. Because we usually do a tier list. Maybe we might watch something. I know Brandon had a movie that we all watched last time. I wasn't there for that because my sleep schedule got completely jacked by me going to some animal sanctuary with the plant manager. But all right, I'll stop talking now. What do you got for us, Brandon?
All right. So the last time I was in Japan, they had a limited edition thing that came out that ended up doing so well that they ended up making like a full run of it. But it is Boss Coffee's Rainbow Mountain. It is really good in my opinion, and
I've had that.
I absolutely love this.
What's up, Enthrallman?
Hey, Enthrallman. Amazon just started carrying this, so if you really like this kind of stuff, you can go on Amazon and purchase. I think I got a 12-pack for $30. I think.
Not bad.
Which is actually a great price, but this stuff is so damn good. When I was out there, I drank at least 3 cases of this for the month that I was out in Japan.
I gotta say, Japanese canned and bottled products vastly superior. Vastly superior. Seriously, any vending machine you go to is gonna have it, if not the same good stuff, just different variety of stuff. Like, oh my god, I even took a picture of it. I had this melon soda from a vending machine before I went to the Asahi brewery, and I'm just like, I'm looking at it, it's this like metal can. Also, the cans are like thick. They are like thick, robust, heavy boys. Like, you can't like crush like a aluminum can. I think they're made of like tin or something, but they are just hefty, like really well structured material. But
they really
are. The variety of stuff and just the good variety of stuff. Like, I must have drank like 3 liters of lemon CC and Pocari Sweet or Sweat is what it's called.
Yeah,
Sweet
Pocari
Sweat. Pocari. I drank so much of that shit to nurse the hangover.
Surprisingly, Pocari Sweat is not bad. Like, you look at it as a product and you're like, who the fuck named this? And then when you try it, you're like, okay, it's like that Gatorade Zero Frost kind of taste.
Oh, it's so much better.
It is better, but it's kind of got that same taste like profile.
Yeah, it's like a light sweetness, but kind of like a white cherry-ish almost, but it's like it's faint, and it tastes like a sports water drink, but not sugary at all. It's like very low key on the flavor profile, but it's there, and I really appreciate that.
I'm gonna be honest, this is my second one today, and I need to look at how much caffeine is in this because I've also been drinking balls for the past couple of.
I was about to say, didn't you just finish up balls? Like,
yeah, I gotta look at this and see how much caffeine I'm consuming today.
Yeah. I love balls, by the way.
110 milligrams in this. That's actually that's a lot of caffeine actually. 110 milligrams in 6 ounces.
I've had the Rainbow Mountain Boss, and it's very good. I love Boss coffee. I love canned Japanese products. If you want to get me a Valentine's Day present,
I mean,
God,
I might be
it's
buying more of
been.
this sooner than later. I might just pick you up a case.
Ah, well, I would very much appreciate that. I got Amazon. I got a delivery locker where I live now, so it's very convenient. Except sometimes Amazon texts me and they're like, "Delivery attempted." I'm like, "Motherfucker." Uh, but I got a phone call from Amazon because they couldn't get in the building, and they're like, "Yeah, we got your product." Because I can unlock the doors from my room from my phone, and they called me one day. The guy's like, "Oh, I'm making a delivery." I'm like, "Oh, dude, I thought you guys just had like a key or something." I mean, I didn't say that to him. I was just like, "All right," and I unlocked the door. But so you think I've never had an issue before? I won't say an issue, but I've never had to like buzz an Amazon delivery driver into a complex before. You would think they would just give him like an automatic,
I'm pretty sure
I
they're
don't know,
supposed to. Yeah.
butterfly key or something. I don't know. Um, but that's fucked up if they don't because it makes their jobs more difficult. And then they have to call some asshole on the phone and let them in the building so they can make their deliveries, which is fucked up. Oh, so I'm kind of happy that he did call me because that means he had to go through the console. So my butterfly apartment profile, when you boot it up, you could have a message that shows under your name, and mine says, "Nobody wears a shirt that says Texas Bronco except in Texas."
Wow.
So the guy probably read that and was like, "What the fuck?"
This guy will for sure answer.
um, that's a quote from Killer 7. One of the guys is named Olmeda, and he has a shirt that says Texas Bronco on it. And yeah, that's someone says that about Olmeda. But anyway, also Olmeda did nothing wrong. Uh, yeah, I'm about done for
Yeah.
tonight. If
Yeah. I think that's it. I just wanted to show off the
yeah,
coffee
show
that I'm
off your
now
boss
drinking.
coffee.
Um. Yeah. That's about it. Really light today. The Aussies have stuff and things to do, so unfortunately we did not get too much from them. But
It's all right.
next
Chesha's
week,
got a meal, and Sam has got some dental pain. So um, next week we'll be here all
absolutely,
together.
and we'll be watching Meteor Man, and then reviewing Meteor Man as the movie for next week.
No, we won't. Nah.
We'll see how that goes. Other than that,
Okay.
thank you very much, everyone who's joined us so far tonight. We're
Peace out.
MTG, Lexicon, and Commander Crunch. Take it easy.
Bye.